Alright people, we're back. Video number 4, Evony Age II. We're talking about, this is a 7-part series. We're talking about things that make players want to quit or lose interest in the game in Evony Age II. And again, this is not to attack Evony or anything. This is just to offer some constructive feedback and hopefully initiate some change here. But when players lose interest and quit, everybody loses. Other players, Evony, everybody loses. So we want to turn this around. So in video 4, we're talking about historic heroes. In Evony Age II, heroes are the foundation of being a strong player. If you don't got a strong hero, you're like a redheaded stepchild. You're gonna get slapped around. You're gonna get just kicked to the curb. So everybody wants a strong hero, and you can either spend anyway, we're not even gonna do that. So some of these, there's a limited, well, there's 3 types of heroes in Evony Age II. There's the regular heroes you can get from your feasting hall, and then there's kings and queens that you can capture from a barbarian city as part of a quest, and every player is allowed to capture one from that quest. And then there's heroes that are called historic heroes. Now, regular heroes, those are not limited. Every player can have up to 100 regular heroes. The kings and queens that players can capture, though that's a quest and players are allowed to capture one. There is a condition in Evony, we don't know if it's a bug or whatnot, but some players have multiple kings and queens for some reason. I guess that's up in the air, that's still in debate. And then there's these historic heroes. Those are limited in number. On the server, there's only like 500 historic heroes. And those historic heroes are badass. They're like, levels above normal heroes and levels above kings and queens. And if you have those heroes, they enable you to be a badass player. They enable you to be a dominant player. Problem is, they're limited in number. Everyone can't get one. There's only 500 per server. So what happens is, the people that spend a lot of cash on the game, they run in there, they grab all these historic heroes. Some of them have 40, 50 of these historic heroes in their own account. And everyone else is like, twiddling their thumbs or have their thumb up their butt. And they're saying, what the heck? I don't have one. Why does that guy have 40? So, it's kind of like, Evony's giving out, some ice cream cones, and, everybody wants some ice cream. But, Evony is saying, hey, look, the first 10 people in line get ice cream, the rest of you go fuck off, and that's not right. People get angry. If you told a bunch of if you told a bunch of people that wanted ice cream, the first 10 people in line get ice cream and everyone else can go take a hike, you're going to have some frustrated customers. So, the whole historic hero thing needs to change. Every player needs the ability to, have a historic hero, maybe not 10 or 20 of them, but every player, should have the ability to get an ice cream cone, okay? Because they don't want to sit there with nothing in their hand and watch, Johnny, slurp down his chocolate ice cream cone and tell everyone how delicious it is, and they're just sitting there with their thumb up their butt, wishing they had, an ice cream cone, to, eat on a hot day. So that's just wrong all the way around. So, we hope that Evony changes things with the historic hero system so that every player has a chance to get at least one historic hero. Perhaps Evony can make it a quest like the King and Queen, and every player can have a historic hero. But besides that, sometimes players become inactive or they stop playing the game, right? A little bit of Red Hot Chili Peppers. and they have these historic heroes in their city, and maybe they're trapped in their feasting hall because they're unpersuaded or something like that, and the players quit the game. They haven't been active for months, and the historic hero, they're limited in numbers, and there's one inactive player has like 20 historic heroes in their city, all unpersuaded. Well, that's going to have to change. But the bottom line is the historic hero system is is a good concept in order to drive uh, more revenue into Evony. But the problem is it discourages so many other normal players or players that may not spend as much as the top spenders, that it kind of defeats the purpose. So, if everyone had the ability of getting a historic hero through the quest, and say, for example, they had to spend X amount of game coins in order to fulfill that quest, well, then everyone gets a historic hero. Some players may have more than others, but everyone gets an ice cream cone. So we hope that things will change in that direction, because the way it is today, it's extremely discouraging, just simply based on the fact they're extremely limited in number, and usually only a handful of players jump on all the historic heroes and hoard them, and the other players don't really have any. And if a player loses a historic hero in combat or something like that, well, they have an opportunity to get a new historic hero back through doing the quest again or something like that. Um, it's like someone has an ice cream cone and they drop it on the cement, on the sidewalk. They're going to cry because they dropped it on the sidewalk, and they still want to eat an ice cream cone. Well, all right, kid, you can have another ice cream cone, but you got to pay for it. It's not my fault you dropped it on the floor. You can have another ice cream cone, you just got to pay for it. So um, there's no reason everyone shouldn't be able to have a historic hero if they're willing to spend some game coins, and that's the bottom line. And trying to capture them from other players is not an option, because there's just way too many ways to protect heroes from being captured from rivals and other players. We're going to move on to video 5. We're going to talk about historic cities. This is Japan Pimp signing out. It's midnight in Japan. I'm getting tired, but we're gonna go through these videos. Talk to you soon.